Is it recording yet?
Yeah.
Where? I don't see it. Where? Oh, there it is. Okay. I'm like, it wasn't showing up for me. I'm like, where's the counter? Okay. Anyway, so on today's expose, we are featuring Spyke with a Y, but it's not what you think it is. Or maybe it is. Yeah, it probably is.
It probably is.
And he was created for X-Men Evolution. His name is Evan Daniels, and he has the ability to project spikes. Get it? Spikes out of his body. Yeah. So his abilities, more in detail, are that he can extend self-preparing exoskeleton. He has projectile spikes. This is a spoiler. I'm not going to say that one. And then it has enhanced strength. And he was first appeared in this episode, Speed and Spyke, on December 9th, 2000 of X-Men Evolution. Created by Robert N. Skier and Stephen E. Gordon. He was also in the X-Men Evolution comics. And we talked about how you thought he didn't have a comic book appearance counterpart.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Right.
So it is true and it isn't true at the same time.
Yeah, they adapted it heavily.
Yeah. Yeah. So I mean, there's two characters that are kind of inspired by him. David Monroe was also loosely based on him. So Aurora's mom was loosely based on him a little bit. But he's a minor one. But he was redesigned and given a different background as Spyke with an I, not with a Y. And then in the comics, and given a new name, Darian Elliott. But he actually looks closer to, well, we'll get into it, because he had a whole different design and evolution that didn't happen. And I'll talk about that
the white skin.
In the episode. Yeah, the white skin and all that stuff. But I think we'll save that for the episode itself. So yeah, Spyke.
Yay! Basically, he's Marrow. Like, he's got all the powers of Marrow.
Yeah. And I know they wanted to like add diversify the cast, and they didn't want to do Bishop because they thought Bishop wouldn't work as a teenager, so they had to come up with this new character.
Okay, and like Spyke works. He's a cool character. He's fine.
Yeah.
Welcome to Bayville, my new home. It's time you remember why they call me Storm.
Look at me, I look fat. Do I look that bad to you? Easy, Fuzzy Elf. Everything is going to be just fine.
Storm. 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 That was tight. I give it 2 thumbs up.
Welcome to this week's Solving for X. My name is Shawn. I'm the ultimate excavationist.
And I'm something of an X fan myself, Kevin.
Kevin, I know this has never happened ever before in all my years of being a podcaster, but I gave some slightly wrong information last week.
Oh my goodness. What did we even say? I don't even remember.
No, it wasn't even about X-Men. I was talking about the Batman Caped Crusader cartoon that just came out last week. It was very minor. I said Paul Dini's working on it. He's not. It's Bruce Timm who worked on the original. So I just wanted to, just in case, because there's always me out there who's like, no, he said the wrong thing. So I don't want somebody. Yeah. But I am.
We all do it. It's the price we pay for podcasting.
It is. I watched 7 out of 10 of the episodes, and I freaking love this cartoon. I think it's so good. It feels just like the original Batman cartoon from the 90s, like animation-wise and storytelling-wise.
Wow.
But it's slightly more adult. Slightly. Not. I mean, you're not going to see cartoon sex or anything, but, you know, you see people get killed and stuff like that. But also, they've reimagined a lot of the characters, and so far, I feel like they really work. The only one that I'm slightly like about is Harley Quinn, just because she's a lot more like serious and diabolical. She's not as like fun as I'm used to for Harley.
Oh,
So she works,
interesting.
but I want that little flair to her, you know?
Yeah, you want that gestureness, that the just like tongue-in-cheek kind of vibes that she normally has. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, I'd highly recommend. It's on Amazon Prime. It's only 10 like 25-minute episodes, but it's a good
Okay.
watch.
I will check it out.
Yeah. But let's get into it. So last week we asked which blob is your favorite. X-Men Apocalypse blob, who was actually only in the movie for like a minute, got 5% of the votes. X-Men Origins Wolverine blob got 11%. That's the Fred Durand, I think his name is, blob.
Yeah.
And we didn't like that blob because he was so like, do you
Right.
call me back? He was
Right.
so silly.
Yeah, I don't like that one. You're right.
Yeah. X-Men Evolution blob, people did not agree with us. He got 26% of the votes. And X-Men Tass, I'm not surprised. Tass is always the winner with 58% of the votes.
Yeah. I mean, it's fine, but I don't agree.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it makes sense. That's the blob that is
That
most
people know.
based on the comics and who people have been most exposed to. So it makes sense that he would be the number one blob.
It's like our last Charmed poll. Of course, Grams is going to win because people love her and everything she's about. So figured it
For
would stand a
some
chance.
reason.
I know. Not Pat
She's
Shan.
a
Pat
bitch.
Shan hates her.
Yeah, good.
So there we go.
Yep. All right, so let's get into our episode. This is Speed and Spike. This aired 12/9/2000, written by Bob Forward and Rick Unger, directed by Gary Graham. That's such a fun name, Gary
superhero
Graham.
name.
Yeah, Gary Graham. All right, get us started, bitch.
Cool. So, scene one.
I love that I can
I'll
even call
take
you
it.
bitch, and you're still like, cool.
I love it. Yeah. It's like Porcupine. Call me Porcupine anytime, Wolverine.
Yes.
Cars flock to the school for the latest basketball game. Inside the stadium, Aurora watches her nephew, Evan, go head-to-head with the opposing team. She is very intently watching this game. She's like, oh,
Yeah.
I'm so interested. I think it's because family.
Yeah.
A young upstart, Pietro, seems to be stealing the show. Evan shoots, but then is knocked down. As he falls, Aurora sees Spike's extrude, this word, extrude, from his arm. Oh, that's tingly over here. But she's the only one who sees it within the whole crowd of people. Yeah, she's the only one, even though there's a big gash in the whole floor, and that's like, what?
Yeah. How stupid are the people of this city? They don't notice any of this stuff.
Like, oh, that must just be, he must be really heavy.
Yeah.
For this skinny little boy.
Yeah.
All right. Evan's win makes Pietro angry. Why do you get all the credit for things that I do? I was supposed to be the star. Okay.
Yeah. I thought it was funny too, because in the very beginning with the animation, like the same two cars kept going by. So it's like blue, yellow, blue, yellow, blue.
Right.
I was like, you could have picked like different color cars that don't stand out as much.
Right.
Oh, well. Animation is animation. They have to cut corners for these shows because they
They
don't
do.
get any money.
Yeah. Or a lot of time.
Yeah. Later in the locker room, oh, this is weird. The other guys
so
congratulate Evan and leave. Evan is left alone with Pietro. The two start to fight. Storm creepily watches from around the corner. Weird. Evan thanks Aurora for coming to his game. Aurora tells Evan that she saw his powers activate during the game. In answer, Evan sneezes and his powers shoot out. Storm's kind of like, see, little bitch? See? You don't have your powers in check.
Right. Yeah, she's such a queen that she's like, whatever, I don't care. I'm not going to miss a beat. But it's so weird that she just randomly walks into the locker room.
Yeah, and
It's super sketch.
It's weird enough to me she just walks in, but the fact that she's hiding behind the corner watching
I know.
first makes it even weirder. Like, how long were you there? why are you watching? Like, if anybody walks by, aren't they going to be like, yo, what are you doing?
Who's this old broad over here?
Yeah, that was weird.
And then she said something to him like, I think locker room make your mother nervous or whatever.
Yeah, she did. You're right. I would be nervous too, even as an adult man going to like a men's locker room. Like, that's weird. Like, I mean, at a high school, if you're an adult man and you go into a high school locker room to visit someone you know, it's still kind of like cringy.
Yeah. Later at a BBQ, that means barbecue. Evan's dad congratulates him on a game well played. I gotta say, Evan's dad is super sexy to me. I love him a lot. I don't know who he is, but I love him.
He's nice looking.
Yeah. A little ways away, Aurora encourages Evan to go to Oh, wait, do I have this in my notes too? Yeah, this is it. Okay. Well, first of all, let's go backtrack to the locker room scene again quick. I had a 2000s moment here.
You know what happens to a toad when it's struck by lightning?
2000s moment.
It's a 2000s fashion moment. A bad fashion moment. The shirt tucked into too high boxers look.
Oh yeah, I hated that. I'm also mad because in high school I was so skinny. I was like super skinny, and that's when we had the whole like baggy clothes thing and no shorts below the knees or above the knees or else you're gay. And then I put on all this weight. I'm all fat now, and now we're into like tight clothes and short shorts. I'm like, fuck you all.
Right? So this was the 2000s look that was a very odd kind of look, but 2000
I never got that one. Yep.
Thank you, 2000. Yeah, here we are at this barbecue with the hot dad, and Aurora is watching Evan. She encourages Evan to go to, and this is what she says here. She says, Xavier's Institute. Like, do you not know how to pronounce this school? So, but yeah, she says Xavier's Institute instead of Xavier. Sure. Evan is reluctant to go. He wants to live a normal life. He asks Auntie Ro to let him be normal. Let me be normal. Ooh. And enjoy his win. And they'll talk about Xavier later. Just then, Xavier checks in with Aurora. He tells her he sensed another mutant at the game and he should investigate. But he's like, how's it going? Did you get him to our side? It's like, what is this? Such a creepy cult recruiter uses his staff to target innocent mutants. I don't like him.
Thank you. I wrote in my notes, see, this makes Xavier look creepy. Why is he actively trying to recruit people? And I get in this one, it's probably more so on Storm because it's her nephew. She's probably the reason why she's going after Evan. But the way they wrote Xavier's line makes him look weird.
Is like, do you have him yet? You know, like, ugh.
Yeah.
It's just, it gives me a really bad taste in my mouth.
I don't like it.
It's creepy to me. Ugh. And he's been doing this entire show so far.
Yeah. I guess I wish they gave us more of Xavier's motivation. Like, why is he so interested in getting these students? Because it's not really showing us him training them a lot. So is he just doing it to like bring bodies to shield him from Magneto's forces? Like,
I need their tuition money.
People, yeah, tuition money. Is it a sex call?
I don't know.
Like,
right.
Yeah, it just comes off as weird. I'm glad you picked up on that too.
Yeah, and we do see that like Magneto and Mystique are like creating their own team 2 of recruiters. So they're both recruiting, and it's like, we're waiting for the battle of the century. We just need people on our team. Please join our team so we can have a fight.
Yeah, I don't care who it is. Just bring them in.
Yeah.
Later at the tiny little school, it was like one little building on a corner. It was like, there's not even a yard. Evan is wandering the halls. Pietro catches up with Evan at his locker. Evan is upset. Someone stole from his wallet, which was in his locker. What? I don't get that. Pietro gives him some money to set up a trap. Yeah, he had his locker was empty except for his wallet, which I guess he just leaves there overnight.
Maybe you're a high school kid. You're just like, I keep my money here because I'm not going to need it anywhere else.
I guess.
This is all the money I have in here is for school.
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah, here you go. Thanks, man. I'll go set the trap.
For you.
Yeah. Later, at Evan's house, Storm, Jean, and Cyclops meet with the Daniels to discuss Evan's mutant power. Evan's parents suspected something was up. Oh, that's why there's holes in his clothes. I thought he was just boning too hard. Oh, get it? He is boning too hard.
Stop it.
Evan refuses to go to Xavier's and ditches the party to do homework. Jean senses Evan escaping through the window. They rush out to try to catch him, but he gone. I like this because they talk about well, first of all, Cyclops is like, yeah, it's cool. No one has trauma over their powers, whatever. It's like of all the people to talk about.
Yeah.
And then it's like, oh yeah, well then show me your powers. And then Jean's like, his aren't really indoor friendly.
Yeah.
So it was fun.
Actually, Storms isn't either. Jean's the only one who could have shown off her powers in that moment.
Right.
Evan sneaks into his tiny little school. He sets up shop near his locker and spikes up. Just then, a wind comes by and starts stealing from the lockers. Spike sets up a trap, and Pietro reveals himself in his homemade outfit, which is a pretty fucking cool homemade outfit. This kid needs to join fashion class.
Yeah.
The two get into a confrontation, but Quicksilver easily dispatches Spike and leaves him as a scapegoat to the cops that have just arrived.
Evan finds himself in a jail cell. Storm, Jean, and Cyclops and the Daniels come to visit Evan. They encourage Evan to let them help him. The deal is the professor will use his influence to get Evan out of prison as long as Evan will try out the Institute. Oh, this is bad. This is bad.
It's even cringier. So what? He'll use his power, I'm guessing we're hinting at, and the deal is I'll get you out of jail only if you'll come to my school. So it's not even a choice.
Blackmail.
Yeah. This is fucked.
Yeah. So, and it's so stupid because he's giving him this ultimatum over a crime that he knows well that he didn't commit. Just so he can get him into school. And don't even mention the race thing because there's this whole thing where he is more probably prone to be mistreated in the system by the police and things like that. Whereas this white kid who's done it gets to be free and whatever.
True. Yeah.
So there's that. But then again, I thought about too, do they really keep teenagers in jail long term for something like that?
Actually, that's true. He shouldn't even be in jail. He should have gone to juvie. And
yeah,
they
have programs for minor crimes like that.
Yeah,
to keep you out of jail. So I find it a little unbelievable that these kids are just like, oh, you're in prison for this, for messing up some lockers in your school. Maybe the theft, but
it's such weird writing. I don't know why they make these decisions to have Quicksilver kind of be friends with Evan just to be setting him up and he goes to jail. Why did we go all the way over here just to get here? We took a major left turn.
Mm-hmm. 'It's
It's so odd.
so odd. Yeah.
The X team come together for breakfast. Kitty is eager to meet the new kid, but he's still asleep. Just then, Nightcrawler ports in next to Logan. The team discuss who really trashed the lockers, but they want Evan to feel safe enough to open up to them. Xavier announces that he has enrolled Evan in Bayville. Cringy yet again! And he asks Scott to show Evan around. Evan overhears everyone discussing him and gets mad. If I were Xavier, I would give Evan a choice. Like, I'd like you to go to Bayville with my other students, not just, oh, I signed him up. Can you show him around?
Yeah. Yeah. But then he says something like, I'm not gonna enter his mind because I'm a really stand-up guy. I'm not gonna do that unwillingly.
Yeah.
Really? Like, we might as well with everything you're doing already in this episode.
Yeah, you control freak. Like, you don't need to enter their minds because you're already controlling everything.
I did like. I thought Wolverine clawing the sausages here was. Was this a? I don't know for sure, but was this a reference to that swimsuit edition picture where he's at the grill with the sausages?
Oh, I didn't even think about that. And yeah, I mean, he is holding them on his claws. So yeah, maybe it is a direct reference.
Yeah.
I thought of that too because they have the pool party in the end. So I was like, oh, I wonder if this is a reference to that.
Just something fun.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
All right. 9. Rogue, Toad, the Blob, and Avalanche are hanging out at Bayville outside Mystique's office. Mystique and Magneto discuss recruiting Quicksilver because we have our team too. They plan on using Evan's rivalry as a way to push Pietro closer to him. It's like these adults are like, wouldn't it be funny if we just put these frenemies together? Let's create a situation. Entertainment.
Right? I hate this so much. This again makes Magneto look like a chump. Like, this man is the master of magnetism. And he's gossiping with Mystique about, ooh, let's put these two together. Ooh, that'll make him join us. He wouldn't do it otherwise.
He's of particular interest to me.
Yeah. And
I know why.
I guess we see it happen later, but I'll talk about it later. I just think it's funny. It's the why did you go all the way over here just to get this done? I can't help it. In the end, Magneto literally walks up to Quicksilver and he's like, I'll free you if you join me. And Quicksilver's like, cool. So you don't have to do any of this stuff with Evan.
No.
You could have just asked him. This show sometimes. I will say this. My friend John, his boyfriend Michael, he's been slowly John's a huge nerd and Michael's just being entered into this nerddom over the years. Because of Deadpool and Wolverine, Michael wanted to watch everything X-Men. He's now obsessed with X-Men. And out of all the X-Men shows, X-Men Evolution is his favorite.
Oh.
And he called me and John anal because we don't like X-Men Evolution as much. I said, well, I do like anal, so.
I mean, there's definitely a mood and a energy from this show because even when it's bad, it does have that cool 2000s energy and it's a fun look. So I get maybe if you're into that kind of tone and vibe, it feels very, feel good and clean cut.
Yeah, I get it. X-Men TAS, if you're into story like I am, it's the ultimate cartoon, but it also doesn't have great animation. This one has sleek animation. It's a little bit lighter to watch. You don't have to remember episode to episode. I get it. But yeah, I just thought that was funny.
Yeah.
Back at the manor, Spyke is being put through an endurance test on his skateboard in the danger room. He is expected to navigate the course while avoiding the perils the X-Men throw at him. Evan falls from his skateboard while trying to avoid Scott's blast. Kitty interrupts the session to let them know Principal Darkholme has called him in to compete in a last-minute game. And you mentioned it, Logan calls Evan Porcupine right here, and Porcupine was going to be Evan's original name.
Oh, I thought it was going to be Armadillo.
Oh, I read Porcupine.
I read Armadillo.
Oh, maybe it was one or the other.
Because I have my note here. The first sketch of Spike was very different from this one. His name was Armadillo, and he had white skin and black hair. The second sketch, he was black with black cornrows, but still called Armadillo.
Oh, maybe I read Armadillo and switched out with Porcupine.
I mean, Porcupine's a fun nickname, I think, but I think that's just from the writing here.
Okay.
All right.
Oh, I did think this was funny. Like, the principal's able to just be like, you have to come to a game after school hours. And, like, everybody's like, okay, cool.
Yeah,
I'll be
and
there.
you happen to get all the coaches, all the teachers, all the students from every school okay with this on a whim.
Yeah. Like, such a weird show.
Like, these families probably have plans. They have,
and not only that, but like, even when the players show up, like, there's other people showing up. So somehow everybody in the school knows about this last minute game because they're coming to watch it.
That's true. It's the game of the century because it's like, oh, you're going against your alma mater. Oh, isn't it going to be great to like go against your friends?
Yeah.
The drama.
The drama.
Is it me?
Yes.
A bus full of athletes pulls up to Bayville. People slowly trickle into the school gym. Pietro confronts Evan and goads him on. Scott and Jean come to Evan's aid. Pietro easily dispatches them all and goes running. Evan gets even more infuriated and starts chasing Pietro on his skateboard. Pietro runs by and Scott orders Jean to lift Pietro off the ground using her powers. He can't run. He can't be so fast if he can't use his legs.
Mm-hmm.
A floating Pietro spins into a tornado and blows the X-Team away. Oh, I should say, blows the X-Team away. Scott and Evan use their powers to knock Pietro out of the tornado, and Evan traps Pietro against a wall with his bony spikes. Evan reveals a tape recorder, which has captured Pietro's confession.
God, can you imagine a blowjob from Quicksilver? That would be over so fast. He would just be like,
done. Like, what just happened?
I think it felt good.
This was giving me Riptide energy too with this tornado.
Oh yeah, you're right. And 2000s moment, tape recorder. Woo!
You know what happens to a toad when it's struck by lightning?
2000s moment.
Oh!
Which I'm still like, I can't believe we were still using tapes in 2000. Like,
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, it's crazy.
I mean, we had CDs, but I would still use tapes. Yeah.
Yeah, because there wasn't really like portable recording CDs at that point.
Yeah.
It's just funny. 2000 to me sounds like we were so advanced, but we really weren't. I have to remember I was only 16 in 2000. Yeah, I was still using like tapes to record stuff.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's crazy.
Mm-hmm. Later, Pietro finds himself in jail. He desperately tries to escape his cell. Magneto shows up to visit Pietro. The two seem to know each other. Magneto tells Pietro he has a job for him. Pietro agrees to help Magneto, and Magneto busts him out of prison. It was that fucking easy.
Come with me.
Okay.
And that's the episode, right?
13.
Oh, there's one more. Okay. Back at the manor. Oh, yeah, the pool, the sexy summer pool time. Back at the manor, the X team enjoys a day in the pool. Evan jumps in the pool, but his spikes activate. Oh, his spikes activate and accidentally pops. Oh, Kitty's floaty. Okay.
Ew.
Hey, that's what we're calling it these days. Okay.
And pop culture moment. The music playing is an acoustic kind of summary version of the X-Men Task theme. Did you notice it?
I did not. How cool.
Yeah, that was a fun little thing. All right, so this was originally called There Goes the Spike.
No, it was actually Pop Goes the Spike.
Oh, Pop Goes the Spike? Okay.
Pop Goes the Spike. Like Pop Goes the Weasel, I guess. Oop, I'm popping my bones everywhere.
Oh, and I do have here, yeah, he was originally called Armadillo, so not Porcupine. I like Porcupine better than Armadillo. That explains his power better.
Yeah.
But yeah, he was originally going to be like not white, but like white skinned in the way like Tombstone has white skin.
Right.
Like albino.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so tell me how you like this episode and then rate it for me. Britishly bitchin' like Emma, pretty cool like Iceman, Australian Wolverine, you kind of love it but kind of hate it, fat and sweaty like Jubilee, or unspeakable like X-Men Origins Deadpool.
I mean, this was a very odd episode.
What?
This was, I mean, it was funny. It was a fun ride. I really liked, I enjoyed Scott in this, and I enjoyed Quicksilver in this quite a bit. I do like Spike as a character. Professor X should be killed because he's just awful. But you know, because this is just kind of all over the place and things that make me mad, I'm gonna give this Fat and Sweaty actually.
Okay.
Yeah, there's some good moments, but as a whole, it doesn't work for me.
Okay. I actually finally landed on Australian Wolverine. You kind of love it, you kind of hate it, because although I do still hate the depiction of Xavier and Magneto, I think it's terrible and it's kind of ruining the show for me. The rest of the episode's like random, but like there's nothing that I hated about it. So yeah, it was fine. And yeah, it's just kind of middle of the road to me. It's a nice introduction of Pietro and Evan.
Mm-hmm.
All right. And who would you say is the MXP?
I gave it to Quicksilver, Pietro.
Wow.
I think the way that his character was written was playful and perfect enough, but it still gave you enough to make him the antagonist, which is cool. But he has a very engaging personality. He's definitely adept at what he does and very well versed in his powers. And yeah, I think he's just fun, and he's got the quintessential, Pietro hair with his little wave. He's got little antennas in this one, which is a little odd, but otherwise, it's fun. I really enjoy him in this show, and he did great in this episode.
Yeah, I do really like his look in this. I've always thought he's cool, and actually, like Quicksilver to me has always been such an unlikable character. But you're right, in this show, they managed to make him an ass, but like he's fun to watch, and he's like playful and being a jerk. So I like this version of Quicksilver more than other versions of him.
Because he doesn't seem like he's really threatening. He's just more of like, oh, you.
Yeah. I actually gave MXP to Evan or Spike. Because what I like that this episode does with Spike is he seems like a loose cannon. Like, we don't know what he's going to do. When he goes after Quicksilver, it's kind of like ambiguous, and it's kind of like a test, I think. Is he going to be good or evil? So the fact that he didn't go out to like hurt Pietro, but just tape record him just to like get his comeuppance. Like that was Evan passing the test and showing that he is destined for greatness. So I like that about him.
Nice.
Mm-hmm. What would you say is the X factor?
I put a Cyclops line, which I think sums up something really nice. It's during the Pietro street battle, but he says, "When is it? When you're with the X-Men, you're never alone." It's so easily put into different situations, and I think it's a really good mantra of X-Men. So that's my X factor.
Okay, nice. Mine all kind of revolves around Spike, because I think he is a fun character and he's a good creation, even though he's male Marrow. But the idea that I just talked about and that it's so easy to like use your powers for good or evil, I think perfectly showcases what the X-Men are and why they're there. The X-Men themselves are better than Xavier because they kind of gave Evan a chance to prove himself. They didn't like force it on him. Like he got to do it kind of on his own, and then they accepted him. So that's a cool idea that I think encompasses X-Men as a whole.
Nice.
All right, so I decided to be a little bitchy with my question this week. I want to know, who do you like better, Spike or Marrow? Just because like they could have easily used Marrow instead of Spike right here.
It's true.
And I believe she's like Latinx, so like you could have still gotten the flavor of different people.
Maybe they wanted, because Marrow is such a different personality, though. She's definitely more standoffish, and you know, her spikes are like there almost all the time. She can't blend in as easily. So maybe that's why
it would have been kind of a mirroring to Rogue story in that Marrow would have started off evil and had to turn good. But I think they could have made it work with a similar story to what Evan had, where like she was teetering on being bad, but she like proved herself.
Yeah.
But they also probably wanted another male on the team because it's kind of female heavy without.
It's very female heavy, which is unusual, but
yeah. I mean, and that's cool. Like the original cartoon, they're kind of like showcasing the females more in this. Like they're the more kind of powerful ones so far.
Yeah.
But who do you like more, Spike or Marrow?
That's so tricky.
Tricky. It's tricky.
Because I mean, they're both amazing characters. I'm being controversial here. I'm going to say Spike, actually.
Okay.
I think just because I enjoyed looking at him more. Not just because he's a guy, but I mean, like, I think I'm more interested in his story because I feel like I know Marrow's type already, and she's very broody. And while she has trauma and she does open up to people, it's hard for me to get a read on her when I watch media of her because she's just always such a loner, even though she has different Morlocks, but she's like in the shadows all the time. So I feel like Spike is more fun to watch his journey because he's so outgoing and out there and just doing things and learning. And I think there's more room for error with him, and it's kind of fun to see his journey.
I can see that. And yeah, this is a hard one for me because I know Marrow a lot better because of her history in the comics. I instantly, like I've said on many an episode so far, I do really like Spike. I eventually went with Marrow just because to me she's a little more interesting because she's kind of a Mystique character in that you never know like where she's gonna land. So that is a little more interesting. She's kind of like a Catwoman. Like whatever side is gonna benefit her more is where she's gonna land. Whereas Spike, like he is a good guy, which is cool, but not always as interesting.
I can see that too. See?
Yeah.
How cool.
But yeah, that was a hard one for me because I think otherwise, like Spike's design and his personality are like more attractive to me as a character because he's more fun to watch, like you said.
Yeah.
All right, next up we have Middleverse. What do you think happens in Middleverse?
I think we go to some kind of weird pocket dimension for some reason. I don't know. It's what comes to my mind.
It's so weird. It's almost like we already watched Middleverse because we're recording it early because you're going to be away for a week.
Yeah, maybe that's what's happening.
Do you want to tell people where you're going? Because I know you always post a lot when you go.
I do post a lot. I'm going to Disney World again. And they're like 2 to 3 weeks out of every year, but of course it's still not as much as China's at Disneyland. So whatever, it's fine. But I'm at Disney World again for a week, and so we're recording early so that you can still enjoy our beautiful voices when I'm not around to do it.
You know what? I just realized I haven't told you yet. I'm going to brag just a little, but I'm so fucking excited. This isn't till November of 2025, so over a year off, but Alan just booked us on the Disney Treasure cruise ship, the newest ship. Yep. So we're going to Jamaica. We're going to like the private Disney islands. We're going to I forgot, somewhere in Mexico and the Grand Cayman.
That's so cool. I never done a cruise ever. Period. At all.
Ever?
I never been in any kind of cruise. I need to do it.
I've been on Carnival a bunch because that's my parents' like cruise of choice, but never Disney. I've only been on Carnival.
Yeah.
But anyway, where can people find your awesome Disney World pictures next week?
Yeah, you can find me on KJEEZY87 on Instagram. I'll be posting. I post most of them in the stories, but I will post the special ones in my posts. And I'm doing a Tinkerbell costume for the Halloween party, so that should be fun. And then you can follow the other podcast that we're doing, Words of the Witches, currently covering the Book of 3 guidebook. Of Charm. I keep forgetting people don't know what I'm talking about. Charmed.
Yeah, Charmed. And you can find me on Sean Perrette. Check out my book, Words of the Witches. Witches Brew, A Dream of Waking. Check out my other podcast, which we're not doing anymore, but Once Upon a Cult, Hanging with the Hollowells, where Kevin and I covered the Charm Show, or Marvelous Galaxy of Disney, which the news is a little dated now, but it's still fun to listen to.
Yeah.
And for this podcast, you can find links to TikTok and to YouTube for more ways to listen and watch us. Woo! Woohoo! All right, thank you for listening. We'll see you in a few minutes. Next week for Middleverse. Yay!
Sexy Xy's Middleverse.
Sexy Xy's Middleverse. Alice and Earth. I can't talk. Forge.